Alright guys, so welcome back to another episode on the Equinox server playing the DNSTechPack. I've been really bad at rendering lately. I took sort of a week off, but I figured we'd get back into the swing of things. So in the meantime, we've done some decorating, kind of added a path in, and we'll go over what these two are mine. We'll go over what those are here in a minute, but added in a path going to most of the people's house. You see, we added 3 new members too. Todd, Tricky. Maybe it's just Todd and Tricky right now, but still, we've got some new members, so I'm glad to have them. This runs out to Brandon's place. There's an impromptu nether portal, or nether hub rather, which it's a thing. I'm not. Well, let's just say that there was a sign here that said portal, and I had to try it. That's where that death marker came from. So we've got that, and we also put together a Blood Moon Arena. One of my episodes I'm going to upload is Ted already uploaded the one of us building it. The next one will be us, fighting off the horde while we're in here. So there's that. Brandon's out that way. So I was finally getting to the point. I got the digital miner put together, and after you get all those resources and you start coming up with ideas for projects, you realize that you don't have enough space for them in your craft shack, or your effectually termed craft shack. So we started a new base elsewhere. I was going to stay on the same dimension, but it felt kind of cramped, and I couldn't find any biomes I liked. And don't mind me, I'm just doing Ted's berries. His tank's maxed out, so we'll go show you what I've been up to. So at some point I'd like to put roadblocks in there. Those let you go a little bit faster. But yeah, so RIP house. You were a good house. Good spawn house. This goes down to the aroma mining world, which is where I'm probably gonna set up my digital miner, but I figured out this mod. Oh god. Alright, that was weird. That's happened to me a couple of times. I think it's just like trying to go through things and morph. Come on. Morph is so broken. I just wish it was better. Anyway, so here we are. This is the mining world. It's just flat. It has some villages, but outside of that, it's pretty much a not peaceful, but not overly hostile environment either. It's just like your flatland stuff. But it looks like there's a little. I wonder what this is. Oh, that's probably a crevice. Yeah, that's a crevice. Anyway, so marked off the way to get back down with obsidian. That way we won't get lost. So, in trying to find a place to put my new and improved base, I was looking around, and like I said, I didn't find any biomes that really kind of struck my fancy here. So I'm like, well, we're using the TF2 portals for everything, but that doesn't mean I'm limited to that. It's like I can just use Enhanced Portals 3 and put things in various places and get to them through that. So what I decided to do was build a portal to the Twilight Forest, which is not a mod I've ever explored. I've gone to the world a couple times, but I've never really gotten into it. But marble doesn't spawn there apparently, or at least in 32 blocks of the digital miner I put down, so I need to import that shit. It gets expensive. I'm surprised I haven't broken the server yet either with my ever-evolving jump habits. Let me turn into something here such that I can fly. How about a forest raven? So yeah, finished up we figured out what's up with the Essence Berry Farm. I know that the last episode was cut short, but so I just ended up making a vacuum hopper that'll drop the berries into this barrel, and it does work. It's been running for about the week since I last recorded. So this is that, and it'll slowly build things up. If we ever get enough Thaumcraft, we can hang a couple lanterns of growth, or there's some stuff we can do to improve the speed. But for now, we're doing fine. Down on the first floor, we have the digital miner and a chest, backpack chest, and then our essence juice, because we're going to need to create a mob spawner at some point. We'll probably use the MFR mob spawner, because that's the easiest one to build. So I've just been stacking up levels, essentially. And actually, if we go back upstairs, I'll go ahead and drop those off. But yeah, no, I mean, I think I spent maybe, I don't know, an hour throwing this thing up, going through. It's not done, but it's functional at this point. So, Todd had given me the idea to make the entire floor out of Steve's Factory Manager inventory cable, and I thought it was just because it looked nice. No, it turns out it actually has a use, so didn't really plan on getting into Steve's Factory, but, well, we've got a floor of this stuff, and it wasn't cheap. So we've got that going. This is the IC2 stuff. Maybe we'll start with this stuff. Because this is really where some of the work's gone into lately, is just getting all this put together. So, and I said IE2, I meant AE2. So this one's kind of, also expensive to get into. It does take some startup resources, but not too many. What the thing we're predominantly interested in the auto crafting, and that may come later. For now, I just got tired of sorting through chests. Let me run a, oh good, I've got enough cabling. Let me run a cable over here. So one of the other things we need to look at doing soon is upgrading our power generation. It's not enough anymore. So this is an energy acceptor. Let me pull up the recipe here. This block allows you to take other energy sources from different mods, in our case mechanism and the universal cable, so that they'll work, and turn them into the power that AE2 uses. Now AE2's entire point is to automate things and to get rid of chests and digitize things. So to make the energy acceptor, you need one Fluix crystal. I'll show you how to go through and make those after we get all that set up. Quartz glass, which takes nether quartz dust or Certus quartz dust. I put them in a crusher upstairs to get them, and then use Alright, so where were we? The energy acceptor. So the energy acceptor takes power from other mods, like in our case mechanism, and changes it into... oh, wow. Okay, alright, that's bad. Changes it into power that AE2 can use. So we've got the energy acceptor, and I just set it up over here. Let's go ahead and work through the other items here. The next thing you need is Fluix cable, and that's made with Fluix crystals, which again we'll go over in just a second, and quartz fiber. And quartz fiber is 6 pieces of glass, and nether quartz or Certus quartz. Again, you can use a crusher or pulverizer, whatever you want to use. So we need actually a lot more of this, but we only have the 2 right now. Okay, and then you have a crystal growth accelerator. This is a crystal growth accelerator chamber. By default, the ones that AE2 uses are one block. So you take a piece of water and surround it on 5 sides by those blocks. They'll speed up the crystal growth. When you combine sand with dust of a particular crystal, be it nether quartz or Certus quartz, it will produce pure Certus quartz or pure nether quartz crystals. So we went ahead and bumped up and did the chamber, because I didn't know entirely what it did, so I just kind of took a chance. It takes 6 crystal growth accelerators, a hopper, a chest, and an ME smart cable, which is covered cable with glowstone and redstone, and Fluix cable with wool. So, and this allows you to just power it and then put your seeds directly in here, and it will go ahead and grow them without you having to set them in water. Alright, so now to digitize your things, you're going to need one of 2 items. You're either going to need a ME chest. Let's get rid of that torch. An ME chest or an ME drive. And if you have some resources, you should probably just make the jump to ME drive. It's a lot, cheaper. And to use that, you create storage cells. So this is a 1K storage cell. It's made out of quartz glass, which you make in a Ender.io alloy smelter. It's just a basic recipe with 5 dust and then 4 pieces of glass. It takes that, 3 redstone, 3 iron, and then the actual storage component, which is made up of a logic processor, Certus quartz crystal, and redstone. Now, to get that logic presser, you need an inscriber. Okay. So let's stick the inscriber down. And so when it's all in the drives here. Okay. So let's go ahead and, so that's the inscriber. Let's go ahead and dump our storage cells into the drive here. We only have 6 right now. Each one of these can hold up to 8. And then we need an inscriber, and we'll come back to that here in a second as well. So the next thing we're going to need is a crafting terminal, or just a terminal. This allows you to access with everything that's currently on the drives. If you see here, there's quite a bit, 2,000 cobblestone, a bunch of ore, and all that jazz. So let's take a step back for a second and go over how to make the Fluix crystal. So we're going to need charged Certus quartz. Typically what your mine's going to not be charged, but you may find some of that nether quartz. But to make charged Certus quartz, you use a thing called a charger. And you take your Certus quartz crystal, right click on it, and it will turn into charged Certus quartz. Other than that, you need to mine it. Now, to make one of these, it takes 2 Fluix crystal, which you need at least 1 charged Certus quartz for. So you do need to mine at least 1, preferably 2 or 3 before you actually kind of get rolling on it. Now we just need to find some water. Okay, there we go. So to make Fluix crystal, I'm going to go ahead and kill these slimes. These things tend to spawn here quite a bit. That's why I put up the ugly fence, and you see they're even still inside here. Get out of here. Alright, so you take your charged Certus quartz and you drop it in some water. Then you drop some nether quartz and some redstone. They'll combine, and you'll get 2 Fluix crystal. And the Fluix crystal is one of the main crafting components in AE2. So let's go ahead and just dump this back into the system. Now, to make that logic processor we saw earlier, we're going to need a couple of things. We're going to need silicon, which means you're probably going to want a pulverizer from thermal expansion, because you can just use sand to make silicon. And you're going to need gold, as well as redstone, and we have the redstone. So the thing here is to actually use the inscriber, you need to go find a meteor. A meteor will have a chest inside, around the middle, that will contain a variety of things. The most important of which are the presses. These are what you use to make the other big crafting components in AE2. The processors, so like the logic processor we saw ago. We would take a logic press, put in gold, it'll charge up, and it will give us a logic processor chip. I'm sorry, a printed logic circuit. Then we're going to need silicon, so a printed silicon circuit. And take the press back out, and we put the printed silicon, and the redstone, and this will squeeze these together in a nice little animation that we'll see here in just a second. And you can see we have a logic processor. Okay, so, but when you're making all of these, storage drives and whatnot, that process is going to get very tedious, especially if you need to make 256 logic processors. It's going to be really helpful to have that automated, which is something we're going to look at here soon. But those are more or less the basics of how to get all this running. The only thing we don't have set up right now, nor do we really have space for, is the pattern interfaces, which is essentially the auto crafting, which can interact with stuff like other mods, machines, and whatnot if you set it up correctly. But that's for auto crafting. So I'm going to dump all the rest of the stuff in here. As a quick thing over AE2, we'll come back to it when we. Thank you. We'll come back to it when we, decide to expand it. So we've got our Essence Berry farm going, we've got an AE2 system going, rudimentary as it is, it's still holding all of my items and it has plenty of room for more. And we've moved over our power and our ore processing, and you see the ore processing is going actually a little bit more quickly. Let me drop another stack of ore in there. Anyway, guys, let me go ahead and call that an episode. The next thing we're going to do is work I think we're going to set up an auto crafter to work on our power system because these windmills aren't cutting it anymore. And I will catch you guys next time.